Modern-day slavery is pervasive in Africa. The problem is widespread in regions affected by conflict, extreme poverty, and climate change. Across Africa, more than 3.8 million are subjected to forced labor, while over 3.1 million are trapped in forced marriages. Global studies pinpoint 3 countries on the continent where slavery is particularly acute.
So the Global Slavery Index covers 160 countries around the world, and we see that those countries that have the highest prevalence of forced labour and forced marriage tend to be those that are characterised by conflict, limited political will, or are deeply affected by climate change. Across Africa, we see countries such as Mauritania, for example, that has high prevalence of modern slavery. South Sudan, also Eritrea, have high levels of conflict, but also high levels of modern slavery. Other countries that we know are impacted by climate change are also deeply affected by exploitation.
But slavery persists in more stable African countries too.
There are 91,000 people in Ghana entrapped in modern-day slavery. So if it's labour exploitation, someone can be trafficked to do fishing, farming, street hawking, gold mining. And in Ghana, you can see the situation with galamsey or street hawkers. We have children who are in forced labour in the Volta Lake. So it's a widespread problem. Even a lot of women are being trafficked from Nigeria to Ghana and on the streets. It's a huge problem in Ghana.
Lack of employment opportunities has left many vulnerable to slavery. International faith-based organizations convened in Ghana in October 2025 to seek lasting solutions. They called for stronger collaboration between governments and civil society to enforce laws that protect those at risk.
What we're striving to do is to shift attitudes, because if a child is in the cocoa farms or in the Volta Lake working in the fishing villages, they're being deprived of an education, and they need to go through their formation to acquire the necessary qualifications so that they can achieve get a good job in future, do well for themselves.
Over the past 4 years, several African countries have taken steps to improve their response to modern-day slavery. Nigeria and South Africa have made the most progress, while Eritrea and Libya have remained largely inactive. Experts are warning that more must be done to support survivors, strengthen protective laws, and develop national strategies.
We've also seen some great pockets of progress across Africa. We're seeing a lot more focus on ratifying relevant conventions. We also see legislation coming on board and being implemented. In Ghana, most recently, we also saw the development of a national action plan for business and human rights, which is fantastic and recognises the important role that businesses can play.